All right, guys, welcome back to Burt's Basics. My name's Peter Burt. I teach at Box Elder High School, and I'm glad you guys are here trying to learn on these videos. So here's our goal today. Today we're finishing up muscles. Yay! In my class, this should probably be almost the end of Map A, so you guys have done a good job. So today we're doing muscles, diseases, and disorders, and this is your list. So let's get to our list. Today we're doing fibromyalgia, muscular dystrophy, medial tibial stress syndrome, that sounds like a mouthful, and sprain versus strain. So let's go ahead and start with fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is actually very difficult for me to teach because there's so many questions that people have about it, but it's very hard to answer all of them. So how about we start with some med term here. You should know fibro, you should know myo, you should know algia. Fibro refers to fibrous connective tissue. Mild muscle, algia is pain. This is pain of muscles and the associated areas with muscles. So if you look at this, there are so many symptoms of fibromyalgia. It starts with fatigue and muscle soreness and tiredness, and then it goes to stomach pains, tension headaches. TMJ is a lot of times associated with this. And right now it's currently believed that the number one cause of fibromyalgia is that the brain is amplifying the pain signals that are sent to us. So people are experiencing more pain than they actually should, and it's still in common studies. They're trying to figure out more and more and more. As far as diagnosis, you have to get diagnosed for it. As far as cure, it's very difficult to cure, so a lot of times we try to manage symptoms, and that's fibromyalgia. But if you know med term, you're in good shape. Fibrous muscle, tendons, associated areas, muscle pain. Okay, fibromyalgia. Now, muscular dystrophy, we're going to med term this one too. Obviously, muscles. Dys, okay, remember DIS is apart or away from. DYS is painful as well. And troph is nourished or fed. So this means the muscles are having a tough time getting nourished and fed, and the muscles tend to get weaker, and they tend to decrease in size or atrophy. There are many forms of muscular dystrophies. If you actually look them up, Duchenne's is the most common. Boys tend to get more Duchenne muscular dystrophy than the others, but you can have any form. Some you're born with, some are mild, some are very progressive. The problem is the muscles will have a painful time getting nourished. Usually it's a genetic condition where you're not building the proteins needed for muscles to work properly. We're talking myofilament level, and they just start to get weakened over time and muscle loss. That's muscular dystrophy, okay? Medial tibial stress syndrome, aka shin splints. Okay, medial, you know what medial is, and tibia is the bone here in the center, and then you just stress it from overuse. I have people come in my class all the time, and they're like, Burt, how do I get rid of shin splints? And you want to know what the number one answer is? Amputation. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's not amputation. There are lots of cool things you can do for shin splints. The problem is the number one way to get rid of them is to rest. Can I give you some pointers just on my kind of athletic training side? If you are running, one, try to have good shoes. In fact, I strongly suggest you actually have 2 pairs of running shoes so you can alter back and forth between the 2. Do excessive stretching before. Try to sit on a bench, lift your foot and sign, do the alphabet with your foot. Try to stretch it out as much as you can. Some strongly suggest you get a foam roller and roll out the beginning of your shins, either medial, anterior. There's different ways you can get shin splints. And then, honestly, get off of them. Do pull workouts, ride bikes, anything that can get you to continue to work out and have a different variety. If you're a track runner, don't always run the same direction. I know that might drive you insane, but if you always run clockwise, then the next day run counterclockwise. I'm telling you, that can actually have a big increase in help on getting rid of your shin splints, okay? Or AKA medial tibial stress syndrome, amputation. Okay, last one. Now this one, sorry, personal thing. Walking up the stairs of Box Elder High School, I saw a girl who had a boot. So I said, hey, not like a cowboy boot, like a medical boot. I'm like, what happened to your foot? And she said, oh man, I have a sprain and a strain in my ankle. And I'm like, cool. And I was so proud she used those 2 words. I was just wondering if she knew the difference. So I'm like, well, what did you tear? And she's like, well, I tore every ligament in my foot. And if you understand what she just said, ligaments connect bone to bone. So if she tore every single ligament in her foot, her bones would be floating around like a bag of, jelly beans inside her foot. So then I said, well, how long are you going to be in the boot for? And she's like, about a day, and then I think I should be able to walk on it again. I'm like, wow, you tore every ligament in your foot, and you only need to wear the boot for a day. Good for you. The problem you're going to have in health science field is a lot of people don't understand words like these, sprain and strain. So let's make sure you don't ever forget them again. A sprain, a sprain, a sprain is whenever you tear ligaments which are connecting bone to bone. A strain, a strain, a strain, a strain is anytime it's associated with muscles and or tendons. I like to think of strain as striated. Strain is striated. Muscles are striated, okay? So you keep them together. Now, can you get both these at the same time? Absolutely. Absolutely. You can have a slight tear in a muscle and stretch a ligament at the same time. You roll your ankle really good. Heck yeah, you can do both. So now as a trainer, when someone does have, in this case, this would be a sprain, because all I see is ligaments. I don't see muscles and tendons associated with this tear, right? Then you have to determine what level they have. And levels generally fall into 3 categories or degrees. Degree 1, 2, and 3. Degree 1, small tears, painful. Got it. You know, they're going to have these. You still want to give some rest, you know, ice, ibuprofen, stuff like that. But if they get to grade 2, now you actually have a physical tear. And that's a little bit more dangerous because you're afraid a grade 2 could grow into a grade 3. A grade 3 is a complete tear. Guys, that is your guys' muscles and diseases. So why don't you guys do me a favor? Go ahead and take this quiz. I'm going to pause it here for just a second. The answers are coming up next. So how about I don't pause it? How about you pause it? And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the flip side. Thanks for watching.